Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're talking about these new limited edition blushes here from Chanel. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am a makeup artist as well as esthetician, and I now offer online beauty consulting services. This is a one-on-one makeup tutorial or makeup lesson. It's really up to you what are your beauty concerns, because here on YouTube I cater my videos to about 9,000 people, but with the makeup consultation it's really about your concerns and whatever questions you might have. So if you want to make an appointment, there is a link below in the description box. All right, let's dive into today's video. So something to note, these are 3 blushes. The shades themselves are not new. It's the packaging, the limited edition-ness that makes it new. And I realized that if you go on the Chanel website, if you click on different regions around the world, there are different colors. So here in Canada, I picked up the 3 limited edition blushes, and I picked up the shades Malice, Rouge Profond, as well as Rose Pétillant. Now, if I go on the US website, I see Rose Bronze, Alizane, and Rouge Profond. So as you can see, the only overlap with the Canada and US ones is the Rouge Profond blush. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if they just brought these out because they were really popular in those countries. I'm not sure. So something that I noticed is that here in Canada, these limited edition blushes are $2 more expensive than the regular ones. So this is the regular Joues Contraste blush formula. There is literally nothing different here except for the packaging. We have some red packaging on the top of the compact. We have some red packaging on the little brush that comes with the compact, and as well as the box itself. The perimeter is red, just to show how special and limited edition it is. I bought all 3 because I actually don't have these specific shades in my collection. I've tried these before, but I haven't actually purchased them, so that was my justifiable excuse for buying 3 blushes at once. Let's go ahead and do some swatches and some application here. I'm only wearing foundation and concealer on my face, so I can go ahead and apply these blushes for you here. Let's start with Rose Pétillant. This is a really beautiful pink blush. It's quite cool toned. I'm not sure if it'll go with my look here today, but let's go ahead and play. Okay, let's go ahead and apply it. You know, I have to say that I have never come across a Chanel blush that I didn't love. I just love the formula. I always find that they're just so natural and beautiful at the same time. So again, this is Rose Pétillant. As you can see, it's good to have a bit of color to your face. I feel like the side looks so like bland and drab, but it's a really nice pink. At first I thought it would be a little bit more cool toned. It looks really nice. I'm losing brushes from my makeup brush here, but it's not a stark contrast. Like I thought that this would be too cool toned for the look, but I think it actually looks really lovely. And you could go ahead and build this up and add more blush if you wanted to, but I think just like this, it looks really nice. And now I'm gonna go into this shade here called Malice. It's more of a coral shade. I feel like it's not as bright as our first blush here. So let's go ahead and apply this on this side here. There's a little bit of kickback here, as you can see. And with these blushes, I often knock off a little bit because they can be quite intense. Okay, so here we have Malice here on this side. I think it's a really lovely blush. I think it's much more soft than the Rose Pétillant on this side here. I think it's a really lovely soft coral. I think with my coloring, with my skin tone, it looks really beautiful. Let's just do a side-by-side comparison here so you can see the difference. I feel like Rose Pétillant is maybe a little bit more luminous. It almost seems to have more of a highlighting effect than this Malice shade, but it really just depends on your mood, because I really like how luminous this blush is. It almost acts as a blush and highlighter 2 in 1. It reminds me of the Hourglass blushes, but I do really appreciate how subtle it is here on this side here. So please feel free to let me know down below which blushes are your favorite. Okay, I just performed a little blush removal on both sides, so we could go ahead and swatch our last one here. So this one is Rouge Profond. This one is a pretty intense deep red. I'm really curious how this will look, if it'll look radiant and fresh or if it'll look intense. Let's go ahead and apply it. I think this one is definitely the most intense out of the 3. I feel like I went a little bit overboard, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my damp makeup sponge that I used my foundation for, and I'm just going to go over top here just to tone it down a little bit. Okay, so this is Rouge Profond here on both sides. I really like the look. It's definitely intense. It definitely requires the most amount of work compared to the other 2, but I like the flush. Even though it's pretty bright, it almost looks natural in a way. I don't know, I think it looks really lovely. I think this would be really, really lovely on darker skin tones. I think this would be super flattering. And I think out of all 3, this might be my favorite. I just love the punch of color and it looks so fresh and vibrant. And just for fun, let's go ahead and swatch all 3 of these blushes side by side just to compare. Here we have all 3 blushes swatched side by side. So on the very top we have Rouge Profond, in the center we have Malice, and on the bottom we have Rose Pétillant. So do you need these blushes? Do you have to buy them? As I mentioned, I didn't have these 3 colors in my collection, so I don't feel guilt in buying them. But I think if you already have these colors, there's no real use in repurchasing them. I mean, unless you really want to just collect for the sake of collecting, it's literally the exact same thing. It's the same blush, the same compact, you just pay $2 more, that's the same thing. I can compare it to the Rouge Allure Camellia lipsticks that came out in the spring. You know, these are the Rouge Allure and Rouge Allure Velvet lipsticks. They are the exact same formula, it's the exact same thing, except there's a camellia on the top of the packaging. It's the only difference. To me, these blushes are very comparable to these lipsticks here. I didn't think that Rouge Profond would be my favorite, but I think it is. All right, guys, this is it for today's video. These are your swatches on the hand, swatches on the face. In my experience, these blushes last a really nice time. They hold up well. It's not a blush that you have to reapply very often, so I'm confident in recommending these to you, unless of course you already have it. It's up to your discretion whether you want this limited edition packaging. Someone asked me recently, when it comes to limited edition packaging, how long it's available on the site and in store. Basically, these products are available until there's none left. So if it is something you want to buy, I would recommend getting it sooner rather than later, but you already know my opinion on whether or not you need these blushes. Please make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know which blush was your favorite today and if you're planning on buying any of these blushes. If you're new to my channel, please make sure to like, comment, and also subscribe. Every time you engage with a video, whether it's a like or a comment or a dislike or a mean comment, the YouTube algorithm sees that as good and as engagement. So it sends more people towards that person's channel and that person's video. So you definitely help me out when you like and leave a comment. All right, I think this about does it for today's video. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.